with a red-coloured front of the bike. Julie Begaud, the left-hand side of Holmgren, Isabella Holmgren. And more riders are going to go out the back this time. The Swedish rider is distanced. Last time Söderqvist did look like she was on her last legs, and that is proving to be the case. France still with all three of their riders, and Begaud has been the workhorse in today's race. Behind her, Celia Jarry, and number 15 is Marion Brunel in the yellow helmet. Number 38, the Australian, Talia Appleton, is still sitting in the wheels and having a wonderful day. The Estonian on the right-hand side, Elisabeth Ebras. Two Polish riders suddenly go. Having mentioned them, they have gone. They cannot stay with the pace. That's such a shame. They've been there all day, they've been hiding. It looked like things were going their way, but they're not. Germany starting to push a little bit as well. There's a bit of a fight going on for the front position between Germany, France and Canada. It's Selma Lange of Germany who is fighting with Julie Begaud for the front position. Millie Cousins, number 1 there. Right hand side, number 8 is Linda Riedman. Chibocco has to surf alone for Italy, wearing number 9. But she knows how to do that. She's very experienced in that Picnic Post NL squad. She's got some good teammates in that pro team. 31.4 kilometres of racing now remain. Let's see how many riders are left at the end of this lap with 2 laps to go. Schladnova still in the front position. Chapel over there on the right-hand side for Germany. Switzerland starting to move up again with their riders. There's the Estonian rider, Elisabeth Ebras, with that pink helmet on, easy to pick out. 1 kilometre to go to the end of this lap. So the Estonian starts to kick a little bit. Elisabeth Ebras, 1 win in her career. She's the Estonian national road race champion this year. Used to ride for the UAE development team, and she now rides for the B Pink and Matra Bongiani team. Elisabeth Ebras really has stretched this pace out a little bit now as they make their way towards the top of the final climb of this race. Big attack now, and it is Spain with Paula Blasi just trying to test out who's still got the legs. Blasi looks like she is very comfortable today. She's never looked under any pressure whatsoever in the colours of Spain. And that's that changed kit with the dark blue. The colours of Spain on the back. Hardly any riders left now.
We are coming up around 2 hours, 33 minutes and 32 seconds.
Well, the average speed is not a fast one today. It's all about how you deal with the terrain. It's a brutal, brutal race. 34.8 kilometres an hour is the average speed. This reminds me, in some ways, although they're not mountain climbs, of the World Championships in Colombia many years ago, which was absolutely brutal. Well, we see the riders appear over the top of this climb with 150 metres to go. In 2 laps' time, they'll be sprinting for the world title. Six laps completed, 2 laps of racing remain to decide the under-23 world champion for women. They go past my commentary position, and it's all about refueling and just staying there. Total number of riders in that front group, 22. There's about 3 riders just behind. Marwina Mull, Marie Schreiber, Veronica Versati, who might get back. They're only 15 seconds off the lead. That would make it a front group of 26, but now we get another attack. Another attack from Julie Begot. Now remember when she won a world title as a junior, she attacked a long way out and went clear and no one followed. Begot attacks. Big acceleration now, 3 riders go clear. There's the attack. Begot goes to the left-hand side. Big move. Counter-attack from Chapler of Germany. And also going on the attack is Nina Hutter. 3 riders combining. One more rider trying to come across. Looks to me like the Spanish rider Paula Blasi, but Julie Begot has now taken the pressure off. Celia Géry and Marion Bounel. She has put the pressure on the other big teams. This is a fantastic move by France. Paula Blasi's decided that this might be a possibility of a race-winning move, so she tries to get across. Can Blasi get there? This is the first acceleration that's actually caused a breakaway. It's going to be 4 riders at the front. Chapler, who rides for the Canyon Schramm Zonda Crypto team, the German rider, she looks comfortable this afternoon. So here's the makeup of the front group of riders. As Blasi makes the junction, it's the Estonian who's trying to close the gap. So is Shladnova, but 4 riders now racing away. Chapler, Begot, Nina Hutter and Blasi. Now it is a counter move from the peloton. Let's jump away off the front. Suddenly this race is in full flight. Great Britain team move across the road. They are looking for reinforcements. Belgium trying to get involved in this action as well. Everyone realises that you don't really want to give riders 20, 30 seconds. Talia Appleton of Australia is up there. She's just tracking what's going on. 5 seconds is the gap. Big move right hand side. Counter attack from Austria as Tabea Huis goes. Good move by her. She realises that maybe this is worth going because there are different nations represented. Well, Nina Hutter is the least well-known rider in this front group. She's 8th in the Swiss Road Race Championships. She's been riding some big races like Romandy and Tour de Suisse. It looks like this peloton may well be bringing this back slowly but surely. We've lost a few more riders. A bit of gambling going on right now. Holmgren brings it all back together. The junction is made, and Holmgren has made sure that everything is back how it should be as far as she's concerned. Begot swings across the road in the red, white and blue of France. That acceleration has caused everybody now to think about what their tactics are going to be. It gives them an answer as to who's got the legs. Well, this American rider, Sarkisov, has been there all day today, just following along, spinning the gears. Now she got dropped once, didn't she? But now she's back there again, just taking on a little bit more fuel. Maybe things have calmed down a little bit. And for some riders, where this tempo now has just calmed down, there are moments where they start to feel a lot better. Thank you to all of you for joining me for this Under-23 World Championship for women. It is an historic day for them. Who's going to win? Tactically, it's been a very different race to other races for them, of course, as we get a big move. A rider who was dropped. Malwina Mull decides to kick and goes clear. Big acceleration by the Polish rider. She's done what she needed to do because she was dropped a little while ago. So maybe she feels get in a group of riders, see if you can get up the road, then people can come to you. Rides for the team of Cofidis from next season. She just came out of the Tour de l'Avenir. She finished 9th in the Tour of Poland, Malwina Mull. That's a big move by her as she goes clear. She was 2nd overall in the Tour de Feminin in Czechia. Currently rides for the team of Nat Atom in Poland. Talia Appleton working here at the front with Bras. This rider has gone clear, and that's a big acceleration by her and a big move. She gets into her time trial mode. Rides really with the toes down, doesn't she, when you look at the style of her on the bike. Some riders like to ride like that, others like to ride more with a flat foot. She's 21 years of age, Malwina Mull. Here's the moment, look, she came back, and then rather than just sitting, big move having chased, gets up the road. That's the way to do it when you've been dropped from a World Championship, isn't it? Best form of defence is attack. And now everybody's wondering about a rider they couldn't care less about 5 minutes ago. And they're thinking, right, what do we do about her? Because she's now 10 seconds ahead. And suddenly everybody's really sitting, looking at each other and wondering who's going to do the chasing. Her teammates also back, number 42, Zati. This is Mackenzie Copeland. Is she now on a Shimano bike? She's going to have some stories to tell when she gets back to the team hotel tonight, I think, Mackenzie Copeland. This rider is on a mission. Gets into the aero tuck. She's growing this advantage. This is the biggest lead of any rider we've seen so far in this race. 21 seconds. And looks around and the peloton isn't there anymore. And a few minutes ago, she couldn't see the peloton in front of her. What a great move. Fantastic to see. If it pays off, then fair play. If it doesn't, there's nothing else you can say. She tried. She's almost at the bottom of Kigali Golf. It does start to drag up before the kind of classification of the climb. Reach the base of the climb in 900 metres. Everybody is now huddled together. Over on the front, the colours of the neutral athletes. Looks to me like Samsonova's still there. She looks very, very comfortable, doesn't she? Nice aero style, spins the pedals over nicely. She's got that little safety chip in the little thing at the back of the bike that's now been used to spot whether riders have finished the race or not. 40 seconds now, she's growing this lead. Now we know the legs have been hurting on the climbs. Is 40 seconds enough of an advantage on the cobbles, for example, for this rider to stay away or not? There's our little graphic showing you where we are. We're heading towards Kigali Golf now. The peloton turning that corner. She does have moments where she's out of sight, which is good to start to build an even bigger lead. Riders will worry about trying to bring her back, because at this point in the race, sometimes riders liken it to like a box of matches, and you can only light so many before the box is empty. And right now, your box is under half full. Because to be here at the tail end of a World Championship, you have got to have moves, accelerations. You've got to put yourself in a win now and then when you didn't want to. She's on to a climb, 650 metres to the top, then she'll get over the other side, it'll be a descent down. She'll have a little time in which she can just get into the descent. She'll have about 3.5 kilometres to the base of the cobbled climb. As we see another move, this is the youngest rider in the race, the Slovakian Shladnova, who's decided she needs to start to rip this one up a little bit. Celia Géry, the French rider, trying to go across. Imogen Wolf is on her wheel in the colours of Great Britain. She's not able to go with this one immediately. Paula Blasi goes. Suddenly there are two strong riders trying to go to the front of this race and form the breakaway to try and win the medals. Géry to me today has been looking superb, and yet again she shows that. Suddenly there are groups of riders all over the climb, and it is Malwina Mull who's been the rider who's done the damage. She's caused the accelerations as riders want to come across to her. She looks super calm and cool at the front. So the race situation, if you've just joined us, it's Mull of Poland being chased down now by Shladnova and Géry. So it's Poland, Slovakia, France. She's climbed this climb superbly. She's now 100 metres or 200 metres from the top. Millie Cousins is dropped right-hand side. Julie Begaud is dropped. And these two riders even now struggling to get on the wheel of the Polish rider. They check over their shoulder, and she's still riding away. As the gap is significant. 3 riders are going to combine at the front. There's the peloton. Wolf tried to go, didn't have the legs. Blasi tried to go, didn't have the legs. 9 chasers now. And 3 riders now combine at the front. Malwina Mull has pulled a masterclass for Poland. The question is whether she's got the legs to stay with these two. 20.9 kilometres to go. Here's our leaders in the white, red and blue at the front. It's Shladnova. In the predominantly blue coloured kit is Géry of France. Oh, that looked painful. So Leah Géry rides for the team of FDJ Suez, a teammate of Juliette Labousse, of Demi Vollering and others. 3 times a stage winner in the Tour de l'Avenir this season. She won into Saint-Galmier, into Luzhny and into Val Thorens. And I think the Polish rider is going to sit on for a while, back through the feet, because we know that she was dropped on the cobbles before. And we know that she's been on an intensive little breakaway. 11 riders in the chase. Appleton is towards the back. Shireen really wants to now accelerate this and try and build the lead. It's only 10 seconds. Mull in the red and white on the back. Is this the moment that this race is won or lost? As everybody's looking at Holmgren in Canada's colours and thinking, well, you've been the strongest rider in here so far. You need to do something about this. Mull is hanging on. Blazi's decided to go on the attack again. We're almost at the bottom of the cobble climb now. This is where this race is going to be decided. Mull is just fueling, trying to get some energy into that body as quickly as possible. Celia Jerry is pushing this on. 12 seconds now. The bottom of the climb is 17.5 kilometres from the finish. Shadnova asks if Mull can do some work. Mull looks around, takes another gel, gets as much fuel in that body as she possibly can. She knows she's been suffering, the other two don't necessarily know she has. This is the chase group. Marion Bernal at the back. Right hand side is Imogen Wolf. Left hand side, number 82, is Ivanchenko. Number 6 in there is Chapler. Number 8 is Riedman. Is this the breakaway that will win this title? There's only 12 riders in the chasing group now. Shadnova looks and says to Jerry, please come through. Wool tries her best. Canada's riders have a bit of disappointment in here. They did an amazing amount of work. They did a brilliant job. There's only one team. There's one team in here with 2 riders. I don't think even now yet there is. So Germany is the team in need to chase, because they have numbers. So they need to sacrifice a rider in order to bring this back. 13 seconds now. Bear in mind there are no race radios. Everybody's got to make their own decisions. Here's our group of riders onto the cobbles now for the penultimate time. Now, Malwina Mull, I wonder whether she's just going to try and ride at the front. It looks that way. As to whether she's just going to try and match and stay there and do everything she can to get to the top. Here's the gap. Still not significant. They've still got them in their sights. And Blasi, the Spanish rider, is the rider who's trying to drag everyone back. Then I expect to see if France come back. Marion Bernal go on the attack for France, but I'm not so sure she's got the legs today. And now Mull is dropped. These 2 riders press on, and the Polish rider has done everything she can to be at the front of this World Championship, and she's to be commended for the ride she's done today. She gave herself a chance. You can't ask for more than that. A kilometre to go to the top of these cobbles. And it looks to me like one rider is being dropped at the back now. Nova moves to the left-hand side of the road, the right-hand side as we look. Celia Jerry is super strong. Checks over her shoulder. She wants to keep this pushing. She wants to keep the advantage for riders to come across, but it looks like it's all going to come back together, and it's Paula Blasi, the Spaniard, who's doing the damage. Dropped now is Justina Chapler. Also, number 8, her teammate Linda Riedman, looks like she's about to be dropped. Germany's chances of winning this title are coming to an end as well. We've had some race. The front of the race now, Chladnova, Jerry, Blasi, Chiapopko. Holmgren is there now for Canada. Marion Burnell comes across. We've only got 6 riders in front. Coming across is Appleton. She's there as well. She's still got the legs. And Germany trying to save this. The challenge of Great Britain is now going backwards as well. So Estonia and so Czechia. And Mull is going all the way through the groups. We've got the strongest riders now at the front. 9 riders have emerged at the front of this Under-23 World Championship. Blasi, Chiapopko, Holmgren in the red and white, Jerry, Marion Burnell, Chladnova, Appleton of Australia, and one other rider is in there, which I think might be Samsonova in the colours of the neutral athlete squad. Holmgren there in the red and white. This is an elite group of riders at the front of this race. When you get to the top, they turn left, they go to 1 kilometre to go, and they'll go through and get the bell for the final time in this Under-23 World Championship road race for women. Appleton of Australia now starts to push the pace. This is a great performance by this Australian today. The green and gold of Australia now at the front of this world title race. Getting trots. I think it's Samsonova. Look at Paula Blasi. The faces of these riders show what a tough bike race this has been. There might not be many attacks, but this has been a day of total attrition and warfare. Here's the next group of riders. Chapler, Kopecky, Imogen Wolf, Ebras, and Mull, who has done such a good job of just trying to stay there. She might end up top 10 in the world. Over the top of the climb now, and we get the red kite with 1,000 metres to go to the bell. It looks like it's Samsonova, who, in fact, it's Ivanchenko who's come back. So it's Ivanchenko in the colours of the neutral athletes. So Ivanchenko is there. Riedman of Germany recovers as well. Blasi checks across, Chladnova, and another big group of riders trying to recover, led by Ebras, Imogen Wolf, Mull, Kopecky, and one other rider in there from Germany, I think is Chapler. So 5 riders coming across now, 9 riders chased by 5. We're going to have 14 riders at the head of this World Championship. We're going to get the bell and 14 riders are going to take it. Mull is there as well. She's made it into the group again in the red and white. Holmgren still looks good. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been some bike race. We're going to have 1 lap of racing to go. And the best 14 riders in this race are now at the front. These are the riders who've made the moves. MC Brian of Rwanda, the voice of the Tour of Rwanda, urges these riders on as they come across the line and they get the bell. In just over 20 minutes we'll know. Chiapopko attacks. So it's Holmgren, Chiabocco, Travnova, Blasi, Appleton, Jerry, Brunel, Chapler, Mull, Kopecky, Abras and Wolf. That's the front. 12 riders in there. Chiabocco attacks hard. Holmgren just spinning away, gets a bottle. The Canadian looks so good and has done for this entire 119.3 kilometre race. I'll make it 14 riders in that front group. Another group of riders who are trying to come across. Contain Samsonova, Descaper, Lange, Huber, Weiss, Schreiber, Hutter, Cousins and Kagavi. They are 40 seconds behind. For the 14 riders, Imogen Wolf, Justina Chapler, Linda Riedman, Chiabocco, Blasi, Brunel, Jerry, Holmgren, Schladnova, Ebras, Julia Kopecky, Appleton, Mull and Ivanchenko. A lot of discussion going on here. Germany still with 2 riders in the front group. Isabella Holmgren has been one of the key favourites of this race. For Canada, she's in there. Can she bring this home? Well, we started out with 81 riders from 40 nations. We end up with 14 riders at the front. Ivanchenko looking for some food. It looks like everybody's calmed down a little bit here. They might let this next group come back if they don't continue to push on. They're not that far behind. Suddenly everyone realises that there is a world title up for grabs in not too long. 14.5 kilometres to go. We reach the bottom of the golf climb at 6.7 kilometres from the finish. And then the cobbles at 2.4. Number 6, Justina Chapler. Riedman wears number 8. Talia Appleton just prepared to sit in the wheels. Now there'll be some riders who are thinking they need to get away, and there'll be some riders who are thinking, I can win at the top of this climb, I can go on the cobbles, or I can even leave it very late. But look at this, suddenly there is a massive group of riders who believe now they're going to come back into this race. So we're going to get a swelling of numbers. 11 riders about to come across. Germany have another rider in here. 25 riders at the front. And Mackenzie Copeland today has had just about 9 lives. She's back in the race. Suddenly 25 riders are aiming to win this title. The front group, the momentum's gone. 12 kilometres to go. A little bit of a move, an acceleration at the front. Switzerland now have both their riders in here, and a big move on the right-hand side, and it comes from Stina Kagavi. Big move by Stina Kagavi. Now, she's been dropped a few times, so she's decided that it's time now to do what Mull did and try and grow a lead before the climbs. That's her only chance. Good move by the Swedish rider. She looks around and she's riding away. And who's going to chase? It comes down to Germany. Germany need to do something about this. Everybody has gone across the road, and this rider from Stockholm in Sweden is riding away. They can't let her go. This rider's a rider who's won a stage in the Tour of Portugal, a stage in the Tour of Poland. She's a very useful bike rider, 20 years of age, and everybody is just looking at each other. Also, Great Britain need to sacrifice someone. So does Switzerland in order to bring this back together. Going to the front now is Samsonova to ride for Ivanchenko. And already this gap is 26 seconds. Laura Escaper at the back, number 24. Thanks very much for joining me. The race situation, if you're just tuning in now for the end of this Under-23 World Championship. Stina Kagavi of Sweden is the lone leader of this race. Behind her, 24 riders came together, and now they're all just looking at each other, and they're letting this Swedish rider ride away. They cannot let this happen, otherwise it's game over. Marie Schreiber is at the front, alongside the Austrian rider who's rejoined the front of the race. Tabea Weiss. Schreiber was dropped a while ago, came back in the group. She's been always trying to force the tempo. But unless they start to ride, then this rider is going to ride to victory. This is a wonderful performance by this rider, taking an opportunity as she heads now to Kigali Golf. 36 seconds on the final lap. Only 9.3 kilometres of racing remain. Are this group on the right gambling too much? She takes a bottle. She looks comfortable. It's amazing when riders have been distanced how suddenly when you're on the attack the legs can suddenly come round and you feel good. Austria are there. The Swedish rider is flying. She looks good. 51 seconds now. Marie Schreiber smiling away on the front of this group with the Austrian rider alongside her. Tabea Weiss. Is this gold medal just going away from everybody? Stina Kagavi is still maintaining this advantage. Stina Kargavy is still there now. Schreiber's decided she needs to ride. It's really not down to her. Schreiber goes on the attack now, starts to open up a little bit of a move. 8.2 kilometres of racing to go. Has this Swedish rider outgunned all of the riders who were mentioned as the possible winners of today's race? Does she have the legs to go all the way to the finish line? It was a perfectly executed attack when she came back. Now Switzerland decide they need to start to stamp on the pedals, and right on the front of the race it's Leah Huber who tries to get some urgency into this group. It's 44 seconds for the Swedish rider. Stina Kargavy is still on the attack. 40 seconds now. Here she is. This is the lone leader of this under-23 World Championship. This is the biggest moment in her career. She takes a big deep breath, almost a micro rest at the top of the climb as she cruises at 58 kilometers an hour. She's now onto the climb. Are we going to see some big attacks? Has she got the legs to really ramp it up on this climb? Are the legs punishing her, or has she held something back? Stina Kargavy of Sweden looks good. Can she get to the top of this climb? She'll go over the top and she'll descend her way down to the cobbles. She'll have about 3.5 kilometers of fast racing till she reaches the cobbled section. 48 seconds now. 700 meters to the top for Stina Kargavy. Into the climb now. Who's going to be first? It looks like Marie Schreiber from the helicopter shot. It is. Marie Schreiber first onto the climb from the, what we'll call the peloton. And now we get a big attack. Schladnova starts to move. This rider wants the gold. She makes a massive attack. Celia Giry tries to go across. Paula Blasi, it's always been those three riders who are the strongest. And Holmgren is left wanting on this climb. The Canadian rider, has she done too much work today? She's been on the front for the majority of this race, right from the start. We wondered whether at 110 kilometres to go it was right for Holmgren to always have her nose in the wind. Maybe it's now showing that it wasn't. The regulators asked the motorbikes to come out because this race is advancing at a massive rate. Jerry looks across, Schladnova is there, Blasi is there, Holmgren is grinding her way to the top of this climb and desperately trying to get back in the wheels. 400 meters to go for the Swede. Here she is. Those legs are screaming in agony. She just needs to get herself to the top. She's got a chance of a medal here, if not the whole title. But this race is advancing at a momentous rate. Holmgren makes the junction. Schladnova asks everybody to come through, and they're not prepared to do it. 4 riders in the chase. Blasi, Holmgren, Schladnova and Jerry. And they still haven't caught Kargavy at the front. It might not have been the most attacking bike race you've ever watched in your life, but it sure has been one of those races you have to watch because you just don't know what's going to happen. Kargavy's cool, calm and collected. She checks over her shoulder. She's still there. She's in a group of 5 any moment now, and she's heading towards the finish of the World Championships. She looks like she's out for a cafe ride. She just sat up, looks around, checks over her shoulder, has a little bit of time to recover. That is a rider who certainly is still focused. 5 riders, and now they need to ride. They cannot sit up the way they did before. There's the chase. There's what, 5 riders in the chase, 1 slightly off the back. Are France happy with this situation? Cargaby prepared to work. She wants to keep this momentum. She knows 1 out of 5 is a brilliant opportunity. But the group is trying to come across. Contains Talia Appleton of Australia. She's in that second group on the road, I think. Also in that group is Ivanchenko. So 6 chasers, 5 leaders, 5 kilometres to go. Bottom of the climb is 2.4 from the end. Blaz in the blue on the left, Holmgren on the front. Going through now, Slavova of Slovakia. And the Swede is the unknown rider in that front group. The chasing group of riders behind. Let's see who's there. Looks to me like Riedman in that yellow helmet, Laura de Scaper of Belgium, Chiapocco of Italy, Ivanchenko, Marion Bunel and Talia Appleton of Australia. They're going to get back. Now this next climb suits different riders. Once we get onto the cobbles, 4.5 kilometres to go. This is going to be a nail-biting finish for anyone who's supporting any of these riders. Ivanchenko in the turquoise-coloured kit, Bunel on the back. France have ridden, I think, for Bunel today. Chiapocco, Riedman in that yellow helmet on the left-hand side, wearing number 8. Can they get back? It looks like they're going to, just before we hit the bottom of the cobbles. This front group just doesn't have the momentum. They're making Stina Cargaby do all the work. Larzi goes through, does a little turn. Laura de Scaper, she's had one of those days as well. Look at Talia Appleton, getting rid of her bottle. Throws that now. All the water has gone. Marion Bunel on the back. Holmgren on the front, the Canadian. Her team rode a brilliant race. And the junction is about to be made. Well, thank you to all of you for watching. It has been a long race. The average speed of this race is 35 kilometres an hour. They've been racing for 3 hours and 17 minutes. If you're questioning why aren't they riding, I think literally everyone is nailed now. They really are. They are on their last legs and they're trying to conserve any little juice of energy they've got to try and win this title. Talia Appleton on the right-hand side, number 38 from Australia, 2.4 kilometres to go. We're about to hit the cobbles for the final time in this World Championship. It's all about who has the legs. Onto the climb. Chiapocco is the rider from Italy who starts to ramp it up. Blasi is just behind in the colours of Spain. Cherie in that black helmet. Holmgren now looks stronger again. Moving up on the right-hand side is Marion Bunel in that yellow helmet in the colours of France. Ivanchenko is tucked in, number 82. Stina Cargaby is still there. Talia Appleton and Riedman is being distanced. It's all about who can gamble, who can wait, who is prepared to just risk something. Who's got the legs to win this world title? Laura de Scaper moves up on the right-hand side. France have still got 2 riders. Stina Cargaby is in the company she didn't expect, and she's still there. Blasi now starts to up the tempo. Wearing number 11. And for the first time, Talia Appleton is starting to struggle on these cobbles. She starts to lose the wheel. So it's Blasi, Chiabotko, Jerry, Holmgren, Schladnova, Laura Descapa, Marion Brunel, and then one rider just on the back is Ivanchenko. Chiabotko has been the sole Italian competitor today, and she's surfed the wheels and she's done everything she needed to do. Eight riders now in the front group. Talia Appleton's going to make it 9 though. And Marion Brunel, just before Appleton gets there, starts the attack. The climber from France, Marion Brunel, starts a big acceleration. Celia Géry goes on the wheel of Schladnova to give France 2 riders in the front, 3 places. This is the moment. Look at the face of Marion Brunel as she rips her way up the cobbles. Marion Brunel drags away 2 riders. This is the moment for France. Brunel has not attacked all day today. She hasn't made the move. She's sat in the wheels and she makes the acceleration that causes the split. 3 riders now. They can fully commit because this is the medals. There's the gap. Chiabotko wants to close it. Holmgren is gambling a little bit for Canada, hoping they can close it. 1.5 kilometres now remain. And Brunel has just done a full power effort all the way up this climb since she attacked, and she's still stamping. The 20-year-old French rider from Bernay, Marion Brunel, rides for the team of Wiesmann Lisa Bike, still ramping up the tempo. Last year's winner of the Tour de l'Avenir has dealt a crushing blow on the cobbles. Look at the face on her. Schladnova's trying to stay there. Celia Géry. Schladnova checks over her shoulder to see what the situation is, and still Marion Brunel is the rider who is causing havoc on this climb. Holmgren is desperately trying to come across. They're only 7 seconds off the win. Paula Blasi is there. Look at Chiabotko. She's on her absolute limit. Marion Brunel attacks left-hand side of the big acceleration inside the last kilometre. Schladnova goes with her. Celia Géry gets ready. France have got 1 and 3 in this group of 3 right now. They check over their shoulders. They're all a little bit fraught and worried about what's going to happen from behind. 6 seconds now is the advantage for Marion Brunel, Victoria Schladnova, and on the back is Celia Géry. 2 French riders, 1 Slovakian, and now it's about the power all the way to the top of this climb. It's a horrible finish. They're sprinting for all their worth behind. They still believe that it's possible, but Marion Brunel is emptying the tank to try and give France the gold medal. Laura Descapa trying to close the gap for Belgium. 300 metres to go. What a sprint between these riders. Victoria Schladnova attacks, and Marion Brunel now is dropped. It's too much for her. So it's Schladnova, Celia Géry. Who's going to win this world title? It has been the most brutal bike race. Over 119 kilometres of racing. Géry goes, a huge acceleration from the French rider. It's going to be world champion Celia Géry. France celebrates. Second place to Schladnova, and it's going to be a sprint for 3rd place between Chiabotko and Blasi. Blasi takes the bronze for Spain. They catch Brunel on the line. An amazing day for France. Marion Brunel ripped the race apart. She's absolutely exhausted. What a finish. What an absolutely incredible bike race that was. Marion Brunel is literally finished here at the finish line. Celia Jerry is the world champion. Victoria Chladnova is second. Paula Blasi takes the bronze just ahead of Chiapocco. Brunel ends up fifth. Isabella Holmgren of Canada sixth. Then it's Eve Anchenko, Descaper, Talia Appleton, Linda Reedman. The rest of the riders will come into the line now, sprinting for the minor places. This group led by Imogen Wolf. Well, we said maybe an hour ago that Celia Jerry was just cruising. Look at her looking across at Chladnova, the youngest rider in the race, finishes in second place. Celia Jerry is the world champion. She rode superbly today. She looked fantastic through the entire race.
James Comedy Show iribuze kuba nimugoroba muri Camp Kigali, nimuze gucikwa rero mwirebera abanyarwenya benshi batandukanye. James Comedy Show nimugoroba rero muri Camp Kigali.
What a ride by Marion Brunel to take that group away and give her teammates the chance to win the gold. That was exceptional. She's absolutely